How are you, Vaibhav?
I'm good, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, Vaibhav, tell us something about yourself.
Excuse me. So I was born and brought up in Agra. I did all my schooling from there only. After that, I pursued my electrical engineering from IIT Delhi. Ever since then, I have been preparing for the civil services examination. Fortunately, I qualified the civil services 2019, and I was allocated Indian Railway Traffic Service.
Mhm.
And since then, sir, starting 2022 January, I have been undergoing the training of IRTS, sir. And so I give, in terms of the experiences, I got the opportunity to work in a couple NGOs during my college, sir. And I'm also interested in playing chess and squash.
Okay. So, your experience in NGO, how do you think that that would help you in your career with the railways? Have you lost him?
Uh, so the yes, sir.
Okay.
So during my work in the NGOs, I got a lot of understanding about the ground realities. For example, when I was working in Aman Biradri, I realized how I used to teach children there, and I realized what educational lag meant for them at the ground level. So such experiences will help me in my job as a civil servant. At the same time, so it also helped me realize my privilege and also helped me develop some compassion for a certain cause, sir. So I think that will help me become a better civil servant and a better person, sir.
Okay. Vaibhav, what are the main responsibilities of an IRTS officer?
Sir, an IRTS officer deals with mainly two aspects in the Indian Railways. That is the operations and the commercial part. In operations, and she is involved with with the running of all the trains, maintaining the punctuality, ensuring that all the rakes and all the rakes, locomotives, coaches, etc., are available at all the times. As a commercial officer, sir, they're involved with the finances of the railways, with providing public amenities to the passengers, and also helping develop the business of railways, sir.
Mhm, mhm. So you are a graduate from IIT Delhi. You could have easily got a job in private sector, or for that matter in any other place with good salary. An IRTS officer salary is much less than what I could imagine it for you in private sector. So what actually is your motivation to join uh, service in low scale in terms of salary?
Sir, sir, while I entered IIT Delhi, I also had it in my mind that I'll be joining the private sector and earning money. However, as years proceeded, I had some experiences. I broadened my perspective, and I also did internships in a private firm. So I realized that I would want to work at the grassroots level, interacting with the people, and also I would want to have a certain amount of job diversity and also some social prestige. So when I weighed all these factors, it I found that these factors are more important for me than money. And at the same time, sir, the salary that is there in Rupee services, I find it to be more than sufficient for me to lead a comfortable life, sir.
Mhm. Okay. So you come from Agra.
So,
So what Agra is famous for other than uh, Petha and Taj Mahal?
sir, Agra has had a very rich history, especially when it relates to the Mughal Empire. So, sir, Agra is famous for its architecture and also for the Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, that is also known for its Hindu-Muslim unity. Moreover, sir, it's also known for its handicraft, especially the marble works. For example, sir, in the railways, one station, one product, marble products are being popularized from Agra. And, sir, I can also think of the leather works, sir. 60% of shoe products are supplied across India from Agra, sir. So these three things are very famous across Agra. Fourthly, sir, amongst food products, apart from peta, I have also known people wanting this product called bidai from Agra, which is a very popular breakfast item, sir.
Okay. Vaibhav, have you heard of Shivaji Maharaj's escape from Agra prison?
Yes, sir.
And recently there is a demand in one of the political parties in Maharashtra that they want to celebrate this particular anniversary of this event in Shivaji's life in Agra. What is your view about that?
Sir, I think that this particular event which happened, sir, Shivaji Maharaj ji plays a very significant role in the life of a Maharashtrian and amongst all Indians, and he has actually helped fight against the Mughal occupation of Maharashtra. So, sir, I think that this can be celebrated, should be celebrated amongst not just Agra but across the country, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, Vaibhav Singh.
Vaibhav Singh. You are working as an IRTS officer now.
Yes, sir.
You must be aware about that budget was merged recently. Earlier,
Yes,
there
sir.
used to be two budgets, general budget and railways budget.
Yes, sir.
What changes do you think it has brought with the merger of two budgets?
Sir, railways budget has always been very significant in the life of a common person. The budget was merged because it was thought that the railway vis-a-vis the general budget, railways budget is not that significant anymore, and that's why the budget was merged. However, the focus has not been taken away from the railways. In the recent budget, 10 lakh crore were allocated for capital expenditure. Out of it, 25%, 2.4 crores were allocated for the railways, sir, which I think has been very significant. So, the focus on the railways has continuously stayed
No,
even after the merger of the
didn't
budget.
get my question. I said, what changes has it brought? Has it brought any changes?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of any particular changes, sir.
Okay. What are the problems of Indian Railways?
Sir, secondly, the infrastructure that railways has is it's outdated. So that is second of the problems. Thirdly, sir, departmentalism has been one of the biggest problems in the railways. Blame game, not being able to take policy measures very quickly. This is the third. So lastly, the operating ratio of railways has not been
Okay.
very good. It stands
Very
at
good.
around 98.2%. Sir.
Very good, Vaibhav. What are your takes on railways privatization?
Sir, railways privatization is a reform that has been long due, and recently the
Should
Vivek
it should
Debroy
it should it
committee
take place?
recommended.
Should railways be privatized?
Yes, sir. Railways should be privatized. Maybe not in its entirety, but certain parts of railways should be privatized.
Okay. Does it impact positively or negatively?
Sir, it depends what aspects of railways are being privatized. So, for example, it will be a positive impact if, for example, research and development, if production of locomotives or coaches is being privatized, it will increase the efficiency, product quality, and as well the number of products that the railways is having as of today. However, it might get negative if entirely the railways is privatized and the cost of tickets might increase and it won't be able to meet the social
Very good.
responsibilities.
Vaibhav, suppose you have been selected, you are selected as an IPS and then you are posted in railway police.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How will you prevent the crime at railway stations?
Sir, what we can do is firstly the licensing of RPF with the railway staff is said to be not that smooth. So I would want to liaison with the staff like TTs, the staff present at the railway station. Secondly, sir, the monitoring within the railway stations and the crowd management needs to improve. So I would have to monitor the CCTVs, maybe use some technologies, machine learning algorithms within the CCTVs to realize where some nasty activities are happening. Thirdly, sir, the conversion rate of which people when the criminals are caught and the conversion rate of them getting a sentence is relatively low, sir. So I think we'll have to liaison with the railway magistrates as well.
Okay. What is green corridor?
Sir, I've heard the term, but I cannot recall as of now.
Okay, no issue. Do you really think India needs bullet train?
Yes, sir, I do think that India needs bullet train. When we look at our future needs and demands, bullet train will be very significant in future, sir.
No, that is okay, but like the answer is very vague. How will it impact? And already we are having problems of education, unemployment, and on the contrary, we are developing a bullet train, not focusing on these problems. We have problem of debt. Don't you think it will even cause intergenerational inequity?
Sir, bullet train project is one where we are trying to compete with airlines. For example, for a distance of 300, 400 kilometers, bullet train will be very productive. At the same time, I think that we have to balance both our needs when it comes to our social needs, education, health problems, and as well as the future development. Both of them have to go hand in hand. And that's what we have been trying to balance out. For example, we are also going for space missions at the same time, but we also have a PM Kisan Yojana. So, sir, we have to look at the entire picture rather than focusing on one dimension, sir.
Okay. What do you understand by carbon footprint?
Sir, carbon footprint is approximately the amount of carbon dioxide, carbon emissions that a person does in his or her lifetime, sir, or a country does in a span of time, sir.
And what are the carbon footprints of railways? Is it high? Is it low? And some measures that can be used to reduce it.
Sir, as of now, the carbon footprint is relatively high. I'm not aware of the data, sir. However, we are switching to more eco-friendly measures. For example, railway aims to become carbon neutral by the year 2030 and almost eliminate all the diesel trains that are going right now. This year in the budget, it has been announced that in December, we'll also get our first hydrogen train. So railways is trying to reduce its carbon footprint, and in the coming years, it will become carbon neutral. So
you have sociology as an optional.
Yes, sir.
Do you think giving professional status to sex workers will cause degradation in Indian society?
Sir, I don't think that it will bring degradation to the Indian society. What as of today, what is happening? The sex workers are being exploited. The demand is still there. The sex workers are still getting exploited, and everything is happening illegally. If we give them professional status, that will be done from an empathetic point of view to give them social security measures to ensure their upliftment and of the future generations of their children, and as well as their health will also get improved. They will be able to live with a certain dignity in society. However, it will not bring moral degradation in the. I do not think that it will bring the moral degradation in the society, sir.
Sir, please.
Okay. Railway should be in profit or loss.
Sorry, sir.
Railway should be in profit or in loss.
Sir, railways should always be in profit, sir.
So presently it is what?
Sir, it is marginally in profit, sir.
Okay. Operating profit?
Sir, operating ratio is approximately 98.25. So it's slightly less than 100.
Okay. Okay. But in being a government department, and government do not talks in terms of a profit and loss, and talks in the terms of a surplus and deficit. And generally,
Yes.
government departments are supposed to be in deficit. Don't you think these both goals are opposite to each other then?
Sir, it is said that government departments should be in a certain deficit, so that means that uh, the debt is being taken in order to improve the growth in future, sir. But in case of railways, it is at the same time a commercial entity as well. It is generating revenues, it is generating profits from its freight transportation and from passenger segment as well. So railways is already taking budgetary expenditures from the government itself. So when we take that into account, railways should be in profit.
So the separate budget was a better idea than merging it into the regular budget, don't you think? Separately, one can have this particular goal properly defined and carrying on. Now it will be mixing up of the both the purpose, don't you think?
I do not think that, sir, because now when the accountancy in the railways is being done, they already take into account the money that they are receiving from the government. And since the money with respect to other expenditures that when the railway budget was separate, since it is not that huge, it is more manageable as of today. It is accounted properly, and then we collectively see whether it is in a surplus or a deficit.
Okay, it's a railway is producing mineral water brands. So shall railway come with such brands and sell it? Mineral water.
Sir, it is producing, Rail Neer is the mineral water brand that railways is producing. Sir, I think that it can produce such brands if it is in the interest of the passengers, of the consumers.
Shall not allow the Bisleri and other products on those stations then?
Sir, at this point of time, the cost of Rail Neer is 15 rupees at the station. Bisleri will certainly be more than that. So what the railways is doing at this point of time is for the interest of the consumer. However, if another brand, more brands propose to sell mineral water with the same quality and at the same price, then railways can outsource this particular business as well.
If it is so low price, 15 rupees, why don't you outside the railways then? Better everybody will take advantage of it. Railway can make a big business out of it.
Sir, it has a specific purpose. It has a specific target audience as of now. I'll have to, sir, look more into it to be able to answer this question properly, sir.
Okay, okay. About the sociology, it is said that railway played a key role in social aspects of India. What is that key role railway played, you know?
So the biggest role that I found in railways was to bring unity within India, both social and political, especially when we saw during the before the times of independence. At the same time, sir, railways contribute. So, for example, for women empowerment, it is a safe mode of transport for women. For example, EMUs, suburban trains, even metros.
In caste structure, has it brought any changes, railway?
Yes, sir, definitely in the caste structure as well. When people get to travel in the same coach, people from various backgrounds, from various castes, it certainly helped break caste barriers as well, sir.
But that just adjustment, isn't it? Does it bring us changes in the caste structure?
Sir, it creates certain waves in changing the minds of the people. Railways alone cannot get done with the caste system, but it certainly helps people change their mindsets, sir.
Okay, okay. Just like in communism, there is a target of a classless society. In India, can we have a casteless society target? What do you think, being a sociology student?
Yes, sir. There's a contentious view on the same, sir. For example, Louis Dumont says that India can never become casteless. At the same time, Andre Bete and many other sociologists do agree that caste is slowly fading away. Even M.N. Srinivasji says this. So my personal view is that yes, India someday will become a casteless society, as we have seen in the past 75 years. There has been the caste has become very caste atrocities have reduced. The discrimination are very mild in today's times. They are there, but for example, in urban areas specifically, caste discrimination are not that hard as they happen in the rural areas. So if we pursue with education, awareness, and as well as the legal measures, India will certainly become a casteless society one day.
What target? Which year we can keep as a target? Just like for a zero carbon neutral, etc. We have kept the targets. And socially, we should have targets some year.
Sir, it will be a very difficult thing to give it a year, because discrimination on based on caste is a personal belief of people. It is something very social. It will be very
It's a
difficult
social structure or
to keep
personal
a
belief?
targets.
It's a social
Sir,
structure or personal belief?
Sir, it is definitely a social structure. However, we cannot quantify it, so it will be a difficult thing to give it a year, give it a timeline.
Okay, so not in our times, at least.
Sir, it'll take some time, sir.
Okay, okay. Do you think that the EWS reservation has changed the whole gamut of reservation in India?
Sir, I wouldn't say that it has changed the whole gamut of reservation in India. EWS reservation has been provided to a certain section of people who, for whom it is like again another affirmative action to bring people who are relatively less privileged to become at power with the other sections of the society. So it is it is with that thought process. So it has not changed the entire gamut, but it has certainly created some strides in that.
But then is reservation for the economic empowerment of people?
No, sir. It initially the reservation was thought to be brought for the not for economic empowerment, but for representation. However, the recent Supreme Court judgment said that EWS is legal. So this sir, I do not remember what exactly the Supreme Court judgment was.
Okay.
I'll have to look into it, sir.
Okay, okay. G20 summit has recently been happening in India now. Different multiple summits.
Yes,
Is railway going to play any role into it?
Sir, I am not aware of what specific plans railway has with respect to it. However, railways can certainly play big roles when it comes to tourism or economy or transportation, sir.
Okay. In diplomacy, does railway play any role?
Definitely, sir. Railways plays a big diplomatic role. For example, railways has its missions going on in various other countries. Recently, the Minister of Railways from Bangladesh came to India to look into the plan of railways, sir. So by by contributing more to the railway missions of other countries, railways can certainly help to improve the India's diplomatic potential, sir.
Okay, okay. UP, shall we go for bifurcation of UP into 4 parts?
Sir, I do not think that we should go for a bifurcation of UP into 4 parts, because firstly, sir, there is not a huge public demand coming from within UP. UP as a big state already has lots of potential when it comes to say political potential. UP has the largest number of seats in Lok Sabha. Also, UP has a diverse economy. For example, the Bundelkhand area is also a bit dependent on the eastern sections, and all the areas have their own strengths and weaknesses, which get complemented by each other. Sir, also, if it gets divided, there might be a lot of issues coming up. For example, river water issues. There'll be a huge demand of funds to create the new infrastructure. And there is no concrete evidence of smaller states getting a very high growth rate, sir, so far. So I do not think that UP should be divided. However,
Uttarakhand is
the local,
separated, and Uttarakhand's per capita income is higher than UP or lower than UP now?
sir, I'll have to look into it, sir.
Okay, okay.
Vaibhav, one last question from me.
Sir.
Why do you want to choose Indian Corporate Law Service over your current IIT? Looking at your DAP, it is interesting.
Sir, actually, while I was filling my DAF, I was looking to the other services as well, and I got a bit excited looking into this particular service because it deals with the entire administration as well as the investigation of the Companies Act 2013. I think that this particular service has a very bright future. So, however, I'm not yet sure about where it fares when it comes to the railways. I filled it just to be on the safer side. I'll decide it if I ever get a service. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.